In this video, we are going to study about ozone, the impact of ozone layer, and what is happening due to the depletion of the ozone layer. So it is a topic which is covered in atmosphere and environment. So let's talk about the ozone first, right? The formula for ozone is basically O3. Now, how the ozone is being formed in the environment. Basically, what happens, ozone is formed by the photochemical reaction between the oxygen molecule and the nascent oxygen. They both are in the gaseous form. So when the oxygen molecule breaks up into a nascent oxygen, then the O2 molecule combines with that to form O3, which is again in the gaseous form, right? So this is how, this is due to the photochemical reaction. Now, why the photochemical reaction we say? Because it takes place in the presence of sunlight and where the oxygen molecule breaks down to oxygen atom. Now we move on to the next part. The next important terminology we say is that the ozone is an allotrope of oxygen. What do we mean by the allotrope? So we have different allotropes. Like for example, we have carbon as an allotrope. Carbon has its allotropes, like it has a diamond. That's one allotrope of carbon. Another one is a graphite. Another one is a buckyball. And there are plenty of other allotropes of carbon as well. So let's see why do we, what is actually the term allotrope means. So allotropes are basically, they are the different structural forms of the same element remaining in the same state. Now, for example, if we talk about the oxygen can arrange, it can exist as O2, where two oxygen atoms are bonded together and they are in this gaseous state. Similarly, if we have, if these oxygen atom, they combine in the form of three oxygen atoms combined together, they will be giving you another structural form of oxygen, which is again in the same state. So oxygen can exist as O2 and it can exist as O3 remaining in the same state. So such forms are basically known as allotropic form. Like for example, when we talk about the carbon, the diamond, the carbon can arrange itself in the tetrahedral form, right, remaining in the solid state, and the diamond and the carbon can exist in the graphite form in the hexagonal layer form remaining in the solid state. आप स्टेट चेंज करते हैं तो कोई भी अपना स्ट्रक्चरल फॉर्म चेंज कर सकता है, लेकिन अगर आपका स्टेट सेम है उसके बावजूद अगर उनके स्ट्रक्चरल फॉर्म में डिफरेंस आ रहा है तो सब्सटेंसेस कहलाते हैं एलोट्रोप्स. So we, in our syllabus, we have to know, we should be knowing that what are the different allotropes of carbon. And here we are studying now that the oxygen also has two allotrope. One is oxygen, where it exists as O2 in the air, and another allotrope of oxygen is basically ozone, जहाँ पर तीन atoms आपस में combine करके आपको O3 form करते हैं. And the oxygen and O2, O3 are interconvertible. They can convert due to photochemical reaction. Now, as I've already told you that oxygen, when combined with oxygen atom, and it gives you ozone, right? So this ozone can be formed at the lower altitude, and there it acts as a pollutant gases. Now, for example, close to the photocopier machine, close to the pylons where the electricity, आपके जो electricity pylons होते हैं उसके करीब जहाँ पर भी spark हो रहा है वहाँ पर oxygen molecule जो है वो break down होता है into oxygen nascent atom और वो oxygen molecule के साथ combine करके oxygen gas देता है. So basically an electric spark जहाँ पर भी होता है, wherever the electric spark will take place, there the oxygen molecule can break up into oxygen atom, and the oxygen molecule and oxygen atom, they can combine together to form ozone. So this particular, at the lower altitude, the ozone, it acts as a pollutant. Now how it acts as a pollutant? Because this is this leads to a lot of pollutant, because it leads to lots of human discomfort, or it leads to the discomfort to the living organisms. Now at the lower altitude, when the ozone is there, so it can leads to irritation to your eyes, irritation to the lungs, and can also leads to asthma condition, right? So this is how it, at the lower altitude, it acts as a pollutant. But at a higher altitude, we have an ozone layer which is being formed because of this reaction only, and that envelopes the Earth's surface. And there it has a positive. So the ozone layer, which is in the upper atmosphere, which is a part of the stratosphere, actually is very helpful. Helpful in a way that it does not let the sunlight, the ultraviolet rays of the sun penetrate through, right? If these ultraviolet rays, if they penetrate, if they will penetrate through, they lead to a lot of health hazards, right? So this ozone layer does not let the ultraviolet ray penetrate through. But recently, the scientists have seen that there is a depletion of the ozone layer taking place. Now, the breaking off at certain points, this ozone layer is being destroyed. Now, the reason of this layer being destroyed is the presence of CFC in the atmosphere. Now, what are these CFCs? These are basically a chlorofluorocarbons, right? Now, where are the chlorofluorocarbons coming from? These chlorofluorocarbons are basically are being used by humans only. They are used as a propellant of the aerosol. They are being used as a coolant in the refrigerator and also in the manufacturing of the packing foams. So they were the users of the CFC for certain reason, and these CFCs have led to the depletion or they destroyed the ozone layer. And because this ozone layer has been destroyed in the upper atmosphere, so what is happening now? The ultraviolet rays are is able to these harmful UV rays are able to reach the surface of the earth. और इसका impact क्या है? इसका negative impact of these UV rays reaching the Earth's surface is that they're leading to cataract, they're leading to skin cancers, right? They're leading to skin cancer, they're leading to cataract cancer, they're leading to what you call it, crop mutation, right? So these are basically the effect, the negative effect of UV rays reaching the Earth's surface. They're leading to genetic mutation or the crop mutation. So these are the causes of the ozone depletion, which is letting the UV rays getting in. So recently in 1992, 1996 के बीच में, there was an international agreement signed by different countries that they will ban the usage of aerosol so that this damage which has been done to the ozone layer slowly and gradually that can be recovered, ताकि ये जो इसके नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट हैं ओजोन लेयर डिप्लीशन के दैट उनसे हम ह्यूमन रेस कैन protect ourselves, we can save from. Now let's look at the chemical reaction which leads to the depletion of the ozone layer. Actually, what happens here, the CFCs, which are chlorofluorocarbons, in the presence of the sunlight, these CFCs, they liberate chlorine atoms, right? These chlorine atoms, when combined with the ozone, they form the chlorine oxide and oxygen. And this actually this breaks down the ozone layer, and that is how it gets destroyed. So CFCs, they liberate chlorine, and the liberated chlorine, it combined with the ozone, sorry. Then when they combine with ozone, they form basically your chlorine oxide, and they form oxygen. So this is how the ozone layer is depleted. Let's try out one past paper question based on the ozone layer depletion. Now, the question is from October, November 15. The question says a layer of ozone is present in the stratosphere about 30 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Compound with the formula CCl3F and C2ClF5 are responsible for the depletion of ozone. Give a general name for these. So the general name is basically your CFC, right? Or we can say that they are chlorofluorocarbons. Now, explain the term of the human health, why it's important that the ozone in the stratosphere does not become too depleted, because if it's get damaged, they can let the UV rays penetrate and reach the Earth's surface, right? It can reach the UV rays, can reach the Earth's surface, which can lead to skin and cataract, cancer, and can also lead to crop and genetic mutation. Okay, then in the stratosphere, ozone is broken down to oxygen by the photochemical reaction. What is known as any reaction which take place in the presence of sunlight, they are basically photochemical reaction. Construct an equation of the breakdown of ozone molecule to oxygen molecule. So we have ozone breaking down into oxygen. We have to give a balanced equation over here. So we'll put 2 over here and 3 here. So this is a balanced chemical equation where ozone molecule is breaking down into the oxygen molecule.